next set of releases, I'm going to talk about things related to much more of serverless related things. So the first thing I want to talk about is the container image support for AWS Lambda. So Lambda released on 2015, and since then it has been a major service in AWS ecosystem. Rather than just AWS Lambda, AWS provided us with hundreds of services which help us to move from traditional either it could be virtualized environments or containerized environments into something totally new computational model called serverless. So that's really amazing. So for the last 5 years, it has been performing really well. So even if I talk about my experience, Lambda itself is just working for my most of my applications. I don't have to take any other like third-party things or have custom runtimes. Everything as is work for me in the day-to-day time. However, if we are to go ahead for certain like edge cases, there are times that you might need to take advantages out of the content in the low-level support. So one of the frequently requested feature is the contain image support for AWS Lambda. So far we know that Lambda itself gives us a set of runtimes for Node, Python, Go, Ruby, etc. And it also gave us the ability to build custom runtimes using layers. But then again, if we want to take certain advantages and if we want to build the environment ourselves, now we have the support from a Lambda team where we can provide a Docker image built by ourselves so that we know what are the internals that they are going to be. It will run on Firecracker and provide the same thing as regular Lambda. So currently, any image up to 10 gigabytes will support on Lambda. So Lambda recently upgraded their storage into 10 gigabytes. So this will apply as the same. So if you are using any contain image, you can go for 10 gigabytes. So by default, that means if you are not happy with the current base runtimes such as Python Node.js, if you want still to build a Node.js container, they have given us a set of base images for us to get started. I will explain this a little bit in when we are going for the demonstration. So if so, these are the base images that AWS has provided us: Python, Node.js, Java, .NET, Go, and Ruby. If we want to build something ourselves, we can create any image, any like Alpino Debian-based Docker image, and customize the image according to our requirement. However, you have to make sure that you are implementing Lambda runtime API. So let me quickly go into the runtime API documentation. So if you are to create a custom Docker image, your Docker image support these invocation API. So like a runtime invocation next and the responses. So you have to make sure that these things are available because at the end of the day, what it does is get this container image and plug into the Firecracker VM, and then it boots up and do the operation. So we have to make sure that our container image for this API, you have to make sure that you are implementing this API if you want to create a custom environment. However, currently they have created themselves base images for these particular environments. So you don't have to worry about creating all these APIs if you are using this set of base images. And also you can plug in monitoring APIs using Lambda extensions and do a lot of tweaking your custom image. Uh, and when it comes to using these images, you have to make sure that you are using ECR. So currently it doesn't support for any other Docker Hub or any other container registry. You have to use ECR. And the beautiful part is this is not additional cost. It's just the pricing model is basically what you have to pay is regular ECR pricing as well as Lambda execution pricing. So you don't have to worry much about the pricing here. So let me quickly show you a small demo, code, how you can build a custom container image and push it to ECR and get it started. So here I'm not I have not created a completely new example. I am using the example that the AWS have provided with the new release. So what this does is it has a function. What it does is it will create a mock letter using a Faker library. So if you go through the code, it has nothing. It just create it is using PDF kit to create a random PDF file with a set of street name, address, and a zip code, followed by a name, and then add some random text and the footer. And what it does is it will export this content as a PDF. So this is a regular container function. If you like a regular Lambda function, still we can use this as is as Lambda function. So I'm just using the same function for the sake of demonstrating on container images. So here, if you want to create the container, you have to create a Docker file. They have public images on Docker Hub as well as ECR. However, since you have to push images into ECR, you have to use their ECR Docker image. So here I have used public ECR AWS and this thing, and then you have to get your the command, and what it does is it will use npm install, and it will invoke the Lambda handler. I will quickly show you. I have already built this image, so I will just run. I will just paste the command. So if you can see, the image is now like the content image is running. If I want to check the output, I will just do a curl here, and you can see it just gave me a base64 encoded response. So the function is running. If we go back to the runtime environment, you can see all the logs. So these are typical logs you can see in the Lambda console, Lambda CloudWatch. So they have implemented all these logging and all the functionality there. So after this, what you have to do is nothing much. You have to log into your Docker ECR repo. So you can use like a Docker login, and then you have to use your ECR related login credentials. So with AWS ECR, what they provide is a credential which is last long only for 12 hours. So you can use the token, push the images. So currently I have logged in. So if you want to push the image, what you have to do is simply simple Docker push command. So you can see this is my ECR related information. Currently I have pushed this, so I don't have to wait for this to happen. And then nothing all you have to do is you have to go to create function, and here now you can see you have the container image. So this is the new feature. All you have to do is give a function name. Let's say user group demo, and then you have to pick the pick your base image. So I will select my ECR. So this is the ECR I have created, and I will pick the latest image, and then nothing new you have to add. All you have to do is just create the function. Then as you build a regular Lambda related function, you can attach any event triggers. You can attach new destinations. I'll just add a new HTTP API for us to see how this invocation happens. I'll just create a new HTTP API with the open security because so it just created a new API gateway, and let's just simply try to invoke this. So you can see I just got a new, completely new letter generated using the function we just uploaded using contain images. So it's really easy, but you have to use contain images only if you have a really edge case, which you have to use Lambda contain images. Otherwise, Lambda as is will be a perfect execution model for you. If you really need to run contain images, it's really a very easy way for you to get started with. Only thing you have to make sure is if you are creating a total new runtime, you have to implement the Lambda runtime API. So that's about the Lambda contain image support. So the
Uh,
next, yeah,
Rumesh,
Manoj.
small thing like, I mean, sometimes it could be misleading. I mean, this is not about running Docker containers inside Lambda, right? I mean, this is only about
Yes, yes,
packaging
yes.
Lambda,
This is on.
code as a Docker image, and then spinning up a Lambda function based upon that Docker image. And it's also,
Exactly.
yeah. Otherwise, like sometimes a little bit misleading when we say this container
Yes.
support, right?
So that's a very good point, Manoj. So this is only to get the functionality to Lambda. If you want to run the Docker container in a serverless fashion, you have to always go for Fargate. So Fargate is a different way of running Docker containers without any servers. And Lambda container image support is a little bit different. So don't get that confused. Next thing I want to talk about is the CloudWatch Lambda Insights. So CloudWatch currently also gives us a lot of information, but now we have additional Lambda Insights where we can get a lot of great information such as call starts and things like that. So unfortunately, I don't have like a long-running Lambda function for us to get all the related insights. So I'll use a couple of demo samples that they have provided. You can use Lambda Insights for us to get monitoring and troubleshooting for basically for Lambda, and you can get diagnostic information and worker shutdowns and things like that, which are not already available on CloudWatch. So if you talk about the pricing, the free tier itself gives us 5 GB. So this is the regular CloudWatch pricing. And if you want, like if you are going for the paid tier, uh, this depends on the region, but it's roughly around $0.05 per GB. So sometimes it could come up to 0.063, things like that. But depending on the region, it varies a little. So all you have to do is you have to go to your Lambda function, and under the configuration, you have to enable logs. Similar to enabling logs, you can go into the edit mode and then attach Lambda insights. So once you create a Lambda insight, so in the dashboard, this is a holistic view. Here it will capture the all Lambda execution and give us the insights. So you can get the functional cost, duration, errors, memory usage, network, invocation history, and a lot of insights where you can go into granular level. So if we have multiple functions, so here you can see in the milliseconds related to all the function how this costing happens. So you will get a better understanding on where are your expensive functions, and even you can use this drill down information to tune your Lambda functions. So there are a number of public projects that you can use to tune your contain Lambda functions, but here you can use these Lambda insights also to get a better understanding and tune your function. So one example that they have provided is for us one function they have used four different memory modules. So with memory in Lambda, the virtual CPUs also goes up. So here they have used 128 megabytes RAM up to 3000 megabytes RAM. So you can see for different configuration, there are different function cost, different durations, and different memory usage, and different concurrent executions. So if we think about the ideal situation here, you can see it's from either 1 GB to 2 GB would be the ideal option. Similarly, you can use these Lambda insights to tune your function. Sometimes we kind of get greedy about the memory usage, and we try to have our Lambda functions running on the lowest memory. But a slight bump from the memory could save us a lot amount on the cost saving, but still give us better performance execution. So this Lambda insight is a very good tool where you can analyze and identify what are the improvement points you can what are the tuning points you can do to your Lambda functions. So the next thing is again DevOps Guru. This is not a separate service. However, it's aggregation of a currently existing set of tools for us to better understanding of the operation statistics. Amazon is using their 20-year-old learnings on their e-commerce site to give us a set of guidelines using machine learning to identify different issues, different to get us better DevOps and observability related information, and where we can improve. So for us to enable DevOps Guru is you can't see as is. So let me go into the management console, and if you search for DevOps Guru here, you won't find this as a new service. What you have to do is either go to Cloud Guru, and then inside Cloud Guru, you have the option to enable DevOps Guru. So let me load up the page for you to see. So it has a free tier of 3 months, and it'll whenever you enable this, it'll take a couple of hours to analyze your logs and your API response and things like that. And for the free tier, it'll analyze this amount of hours per month, and if you want to use their API, 10,000 calls per month. So after the free tier, there are certain pricing model allocated to DevOps Guru. However, let me show you a couple of things. So it uses data from CloudWatch, AWS Config, AWS CloudTrail, AWS CloudFormation, and Extract. So you can see all these services are related to operational statistics. So you can take a lot of insights from these, and you don't have to do anything new. But DevOps Guru itself will go ahead and analyze this result and provide you with it'll detect all the operational issues, as well as it will give you certain recommendation. So if you had to do this by yourself, you will have to invest either depending on the size of your application, it could be one engineer or it could be a team of engineers, and you will have to spend a lot of time on identifying these operational issues and fixing these. So you can really take this cost down by using AWS DevOps Guru. As I mentioned, you can enable this for your AWS account, and it's currently available only for these regions. However, they have a near plan for to onboard rest of the regions as well. So once you enable the DevOps Guru in your account, you need to provide that with a IAM role. which has necessary permissions to go ahead and analyze these particular CloudFormation, X-ray, and all the other services. So once you do that, in the inside dashboard, you can see all the security related insights, and where is these things coming from. And if you drill down, you get aggregated matrices as well as draft anomalies. So this will be a really valuable, because once you get certain anomalies, you can further go into the anomaly and then detect. Sometimes you miss these things, so that's why this is a really handy tool where it will do all the hard work. It will do all the machine learning data models that they have collected from their all the applications, and give us the recommendation. So you can use these things, as well as the beautiful part is you can identify what are the relevant events that trigger these changes. So so you can see in this example, your CloudFormation stack change affected this inside whatever the event that happened. So with that, you also get certain recommendations from DevOps Guru. For example, you have to any provision concurrency. You have to configure provision concurrency to get better operational insights and a better performance. API gateway latency troubleshooting and things like that. It will give you certain recommendation. So using these things, you can improve the operational aspects and have a better availability for your customers. Yeah, that's about the DevOps Guru. Next thing I want to show you is a pretty cool, a handy feature, which is AWS CloudShell. So this is a totally new service where you can use the CloudShell. So you can see there's an inactivity period. If you go to CloudShell, it will create a simple shell which runs on Amazon Linux, and you can do pretty much all the things which you do in a AWS virtual machine. You can install new packages, you can do certain configuration, and the beautiful part about this is this shell, it comes with Node.js, Python, and a lot of other AWS related CLIs pre-installed. So you don't have to configure your AWS credentials, like access keys or secret keys. You don't have to do anything. It's already pre-configured. And one thing you have to keep in mind is that, uh, let me show you. Your Cloud Shell, there's a home directory for allocated for whatever the IAM account. So anything you put in the home directory of this user will persist. So this is per region. So anything else that you, for example, if you place something by mistake, if you place something in either root level or any other directory other than the home directory of this particular user, whenever you restart this particular Cloud Shell, those files will be gone. So basically, it's ephemeral storage. So if you if you have all your files in the home directory, it will persist throughout the sessions, as well as you can restart sessions, and still you can access these files. So uh, let me give a, so I said it comes pre-built AWS CLI. Let me see. Yeah, so it shows that I have one bucket in S3. So you also have SAM pre-installed. You can create any function. Again, if you create all the function inside your home directory, it will persist, and you can use whenever you want it. And the beautiful thing is you can similar to all the other Linux environment, you can do all the fun things. So if you and interact with all the infrastructure. You can upload files, you can download files from the Cloud Shell. And another key thing that you have to keep in mind is all the outbound connections are allowed. However, you can't do any SSH into the Cloud Shell. So that's not available. And also, you don't have the ability to connect CloudShell into private VPCs. So currently, that doesn't support. So it will come in the future, but as of now, this is not available for your CloudShell. Another thing that you have to keep in mind is currently this is available only for few regions. They will quickly take that into the rest of the regions as well. So let me give you small brief about the service. It gives you free storage up to 1 GB per region, and it runs on the non-privileged user, and it also have sudo level. You can use sudo to get a certain like privilege operations. And if we go back to the Cloud Shell, you can like customize the environment according to your preferences. Let me put into large font size and the light theme. Anyway, I'm totally against light theme users, so I'm going to switch back to dark. So if you don't know, Manoj is a heavy light theme fan. So Manoj and myself always argue about the themes. Manoj, you can go ahead and use light theme if you prefer. So
Thank
that's
you,
something
Rumesh.
fun.
Thank you for pointing out.
Right. And then, like if you turn on the shell, like if you go away for 20 minutes, it will time out the session, and anything you did outside your home directory will be lost because it's ephemeral storage. So and then these are the regions that CloudShell is currently available. So if you want to use it CloudShell on rest of the regions, you have to wait a little. However, this will come to rest of the regions very quickly because this is a very handy tool where you don't have to do any configuration. You have all the access to your resources. It just works. It's a like a pretty amazing, like a pretty cool service. So there are no pricing involved, so you don't have to worry about anything. And these are the pre-installed runtimes. You have Python, Node, Bash, PowerShell, and JQ for JSON, Git, and all the AWS tools, AWS, ECS, and CLIs. So I just gave you the demo, so I don't have one through again. So that's pretty much it about all the services that I wanted to cover. If you want to learn more information regarding this, like pretty much all the new release documentation covers all the insights, as well as if you need any other information and if you have any trouble, just ping us either on our Facebook group, WhatsApp group, or using emails. We'll be happy to help you with all these releases. So with that, Manoj, I think we can switch to Andrew.